side, she got the scoop on the ones to watch, on the ones that's hot. No one can do it quite like Caroline.
I'm here with Steel Union.
Finally.
Hi, hey.
Which I love this because you actually, I was going to say spirit fingers, but you actually have Broadway fingers.
Jazz hands.
Josh and I have beer drinking hands. Oh, yeah, sure.
Beer drinking Dobro, Broadway. So, okay. I am here with Steel Union, and you guys are all absolutely incredible musicians in your own right.
Thanks.
And now you guys have come together to form something even stronger together than apart.
A steel union.
Is that where that came from?
No.
Wow, just put your
Blue
hands
steel.
there. Put your hands there,
Josh doesn't care.
You're living us out.
What was our, how we came
I'm
up
from
with the
Steele,
name?
North Dakota.
Yep.
He plays lap steel.
And I steal people's hearts.
And you got
Or
vocal
things.
power.
I
I
steal
steal.
things from stores. No, I'm just kidding.
Kleptomaniac,
I don't.
Little Winona Ryder action.
Yeah, no, I don't. I don't do that.
I believe you. I
Yet.
totally believe you. Not
if
yet.
I get too poor, then you never
You should
know.
steal that hair thing you want. That hair
The
halo.
hair extensions.
I want some hair
Taylor.
extensions that are just so easy to put in. Now that I have a baby, I'm all about speed and efficiency.
Right. How is being a mom? How is that transition in life?
It's awesome. It's all the cliche things that people say, and I thought I would never say, but like I love him so much. He's 5 months old. His name is Jude, and he is just the love of my life. And I just can't imagine loving a thing more.
That's what everyone says.
Yeah.
Did you feel that way before you had the kid, or were you nervous
No.
about it before? Because
No.
I'm still kind of like, oh my god, babies.
I didn't feel a lot of connection when he was in my belly. It felt very alien and like, this is the weirdest thing. Like, am I even gonna love this baby when it comes out? Like, what if it's ugly?
Hey, just being honest.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm an open book.
I love
I'm a real person. So, it was like, I didn't know how to feel about it. And even when I would see ultrasounds, I was like, that looks like a baby, but like, are you sure? So when he came out, man, it was just like, oh my gosh,
something
I get
switched. It really does. That moment is for real.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know that it happened necessarily that fast for me, but like over the course of a few days, I was like totally in love.
Okay.
Because it's just all so strange and crazy, and you're sleep deprived, and like, I'm sure a lot of moms out there can relate. It's
Totally.
just like, and I think that that's real life. Like, they say that it's like this instantaneous thing. You look at the baby and, oh my God. But
I
it was
love
like,
you.
Hi. Hello.
I have to watch you for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Take care of you.
Yeah.
But it's awesome.
But it's so awesome. And he's like my best bud. We do everything together. I hate that he's not here for the recording.
He could have been here. Okay, so I kind of want to walk through everyone's individual journey a little bit because you guys have. I'll actually start with Josh and Donny because I've known you guys forever. Like, Josh, you might have been the first person that I met in Nashville.
So. Over Bruin Hills.
Bruin Hills. We both went to Belmont University, and here comes
crazy.
Josh with his Dobro and just.
Did he have the little
did
highlighted
he
spike
have highlights?
tips?
Oh, you
Shaved face.
you totally had the highlighted spiky
did.
hair.
Oh, wow.
Pulled through the cap.
With a little white shell necklace?
Maybe we'll
Yeah,
send,
but
we'll
put the
send
shell
that photo
necklace.
over for you to now just like pan across the
We
screen.
need the proof of those
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
that era.
There's this deep in Facebook land.
That was his
there's,
Eminem
there's some-
phase.
Yeah, it was.
And Kenny Chesney, if they had a baby.
It was pretty good. So when I moved to Nashville, you guys were just starting your band KingBilly, which was the hottest band in Nashville forever. Like, to me, KingBilly was one of the saddest things that band never got the life it deserved. Although you
Same.
guys all
Yeah.
have gone on to do different things and follow your own path, so I'm sure it's all meant to be whatever. But you guys were like this band of just pretty much the most talented musicians in town. Talk to me about how you guys got together, how KingBilly happened, where you guys came from, and this is a lot of questions at once, but basically how you got to Nashville and how y'all got together.
Yeah. Well, I moved to Nashville from South Arkansas in 2001.
Magnolia.
Arkansas. Right after I graduated high school and started Belmont in August of 2001. And my first year or two, I met John Osborne.
And now he's in Brothers Osborne with TJ, his brother.
TJ.
Because TJ he was always like the sidekick of KingBilly.
He just hung out all the time.
Writing with us and singing and on the side. And he was always great, but back then he was kind of shy and timid,
Yeah.
but always had that great deep voice and everything, But so John and I, we kicked around at Belmont there for a while, and we would play all the showcases for people. And
Because you guys are like the best
studio
musicians
sessions.
at Belmont, for
they
sure.
would
Let's
call
just be
us
real.
for everything,
Yeah.
And I met a producer at one of the showcases that I played afterwards, and he threw out this idea about wanting to start a band, and I was like, yeah. So I immediately pulled in John. I was like, John, you got to come do this, and I can't do this without you. So he was like, yeah, man. So we went and individually put the band together, like piece by piece. Just found the musicians, and I think the same guy knew you, and that's how we met Donny. And yeah, just one by one built the band, and year after year, it just kept getting stronger and stronger. Charlie Worsham was in the band as well. I'd met him. We had met at a bluegrass festival years ago when we were kids, and then reconnected over the course of KingBilly. And he was in the band as well as Matt Utterback, Kevin Weaver. And yeah, it was a great time, a great 7 years.
What was that like?
All over the world.
Where'd y'all go? What was that? And then Donny, you fronted the band. You're the vocal power of the
Yeah,
group.
I was actually working at a gym. I moved here from South Dakota to do music, and was working overnights at a gym in Franklin at the FAC. And I got a call from Trey Bruce, and I didn't know who he was. I didn't know if it was a real thing. He said, hey, you want to sing for this band I'm putting together? And I said, yeah, where do you want to hear me? And he said, well, can I come see you tonight? I said, yeah, I'm at a gym. And the only room open is the daycare part, since nobody brings kids at night, He's like, I'll come there. So I literally went to the daycare, sang him 2 songs. He's like, yeah, you want to be in this band? And I still hadn't looked him up. And I was like, sure. I just thought about coming and being a solo artist. And
so you're just like, sure, I'll just go for it.
Yeah.
Don't really know anything about you, but why not?
Nothing, but that night, and I'm glad I didn't, because I would have been crapping myself if I looked at his resume before I sang for him. Because he had written a lot of the songs that I sang, throughout high school. And then, of course, his dad wrote Mamas Don't Let Your Babies Grow Up to Be Cowboys. And so they have this whole big legacy in that family. And I was just like, damn it, I'm glad I didn't know that when I sang for him. And so we started getting together and just working covers for the first few months just to get everybody tight. And then we all got a pub deal together as a band, which was great because that kept food on the table for 7 years, I think.
Yeah.
And then we got to do a USO tour.
Oh, yeah.
Which was still the craziest time that, a lot of
Where'd
us
you
have
guys
had.
go?
Kuwait and Iraq. I mean, in the towns, the bases that we went at doesn't even exist. I mean, ISIS that's all that territory now. So
Wow.
you can't even go to the places we went back then.
What a cool life experience to see that.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Really great. And the thing that made that a little more special than some of the other artists, from what we heard, is we didn't have a record deal, so there wasn't anything we couldn't do or go to. A lot of people would fly in to like Camp Liberty, where there's a bunch of, where it's safe, there's 6,000 people. We literally went to chicken coops where there'd be 12 guys that were sleeping on the floor that never had any entertainment. And so we got to do that for them.
They're playing and they're taking fire outside the wall out there.
Wow.
And so those guys are still friends on Facebook, and we got to do that for 2 weeks, so it was awesome.
It's so amazing where music can take you. Why did KingBilly never get the life it deserved? Obviously, because now Steel Union is supposed to exist. Like, you guys were meant to come together. But, like, one of my things with this podcast that I do is follow people's journeys as artists. And, like, the triumphs and the heartbreak of it. Because you invest for, 7 years into a band. You give your whole heart. It's so good. It's one of the best bands in this town. Why does it not take off? What makes that not happen?
Well, I feel
Be
like
honest now.
we just couldn't get the record deal that we really wanted. That we had everything else except for the record deal.
But did you guys get offered record deals?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But we already had management, booking agent,
And some poor advice, I think.
TV show
Yeah.
and GAC. We had all this stuff going on already.
So you guys said no to record deals.
We couldn't agree on one that could have done it for us, probably,
Yeah.
but
So y'all had a couple options.
Yeah, there was just some not good, because the label, that was right at the start of the 360 deal, and we already had everything we needed. All we needed was that radio promo connection.
Looking back, do you wish you would have taken a deal?
I think it. Well, I mean, I think
it'd be fun to try it.
It'd be worth seeing what. I mean, we would have. It would have. It was definitely not a good deal to sign, but if over the course of the next 3 to 5 years we would have exploded, we would have made money after the 4th or 5th year.
Yeah.
I'll put it that way. It was going to be nothing for a while,
yeah.
So, but I mean, I think with the band and the power houses we had in that band, I think it would have been worth just going down that road to see.
To see what happened.
But I mean, so and then after a little bit, we took a hiatus just to kind of cool our jets and rethink things and kind of do other stuff we wanted to do. And in that time, John started, doing some more stuff with TJ, because TJ wanted to, sing as well, and he wanted to do something with his brother. I started getting into more session work because I was.
You play Dobro with everyone. Like right now, you're on the road too with Runaway June and Carly Pierce. You play the Grand Old Opry all the time. Like you were like the Dobro player of Nashville, I think.
Well, there's not many of us. So.
But hey, you got a niche market or niche market.
I'm glad I just got here when I was young, and kind of got started in it. But yeah, I started doing more session work and that kind of thing because I was getting called for it while I was on the road with KingBilly, but obviously couldn't do it.
So everyone started kind of just breaking off.
Doing their own thing.
Yeah.
Charlie got his deal.
Yeah, Charlie
got with Warner.
To be a solo artist, and which all of us still talk and hang,
And y'all lived together. Y'all had like this house,
yeah.
the KingBilly house.
Villa
it was
place.
a dream.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to go hang out with you guys all the time, and it was like,
did.
this is like what's up.
Yeah.
All these fun guys
We had
living in a
some
house.
Great times over there.
Yeah.
Is it heartbreaking when a dream falls apart, or do you just view it as a way? And we're gonna get to you because I know you also have had some major career shifts in walking away from opportunities. Yeah. So kind of you are on mirroring paths. You guys, like, you were a Broadway star, and you decided to walk away from Broadway to pursue country music.
Right.
And so that's a huge risk. You guys had this band, and you almost in a way, I guess, walked away from it because something told you not to. Is that heartbreaking, or is it?
It was heartbreaking. I mean, I still get sad thinking about like what KingBilly could have been, just because we all had so much fun on the road together. And Josh and I, for the first year or two after, I think, still reminisced a lot about like, damn it, KingBilly should have been huge,
I know.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of, it was, sad at the time because that's all you knew. You didn't know what was around the corner or what was going to, happen, I guess, after that. But when you're right in the middle of it, it's kind of disappointing, But I mean, I think it's kind of worked out well for everybody.
I have a hard time letting go of greatness. Like, this is my fault, I feel like. When I see something great, or like a great body of work has been created, or there's a great artist that has never gotten the life it deserves, I have a very hard time just letting it dissolve. Like, it hurts my feelings.
Yeah.
And
I
so
feel like great art or great music, it'll if it's really good, it'll resurface itself at some point, maybe in some other way, but it'll definitely come out,
Our hope is that one day there will be a KingBilly tour where we, where Steel Union, Brothers Osborne, Charlie Worsham, like we all get together and do, either a big show or a tour,
and of course,
and they can.
Cree Harrison, Lucy Silvas, and all the Casey Musgraves, who was also a part of our circle.
All that crew got all stuck together. Okay, so then Rachel, because then now you are. This whole thing has come together, but your story is just as crazy and as like wild as you were a Broadway star. Like, you were starring in these huge shows, like on Wicked. You're which
Let's
role?
start with Disney.
Let's start from the beginning.
Yeah.
Tell me your journey.
Okay, so I actually started as a Christian artist.
Okay.
And so I had a we'll put it in quotes, record deal in Florida, which it sort of locked me in for a long time legally, and it was really unfortunate because I was very young and signed it really young, and my family didn't have money to like hire lawyers and figure that out. So I sort of didn't know what to do when that sort of fell apart because legally I was still bound to that. And so I went to work for Disney World and just shifted my focus over instead of the Christian music recording arts. And so I got a job as the Little Mermaid.
No, wait, you were Ariel?
I was. Yeah. And in fact, if you guys come to our shows, we usually do those impressions.
Can you do one little impression, please?
Yeah.
Let's hear it right now.
Okay. This is the Little Mermaid.
Okay.
I was going to say,
You
you
do
gotta
all
hear
of them?
Squirt if you hear it.
Okay, so I also played Nemo in the Finding Nemo musical.
We need a taste of all of it.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Okay.
This is Nemo.
Hey, Dad, do you know how old sea turtles are? Sandy Plankton said they could live to be 100.
You played Nemo and you
I did.
talked in that voice the whole
did.
time?
Yeah.
Your commitment to it is what really gets me.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it.
Okay, all right. Then Squirt. You remember the baby turtle from the same movie?
From Finding Nemo?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Good afternoon, we're gonna have a great jump today. My name's Squirt and you're on the EAC, dude.
Okay.
Sounds
All
good,
right.
ain't it?
All right.
And you're
then-
actually playing these at Disney World.
I didn't play Squirt. I just loved him.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I did play Nemo. And for the show, it's puppets. So we were in like these onesies that sort of blended in with the background, and then we puppeted the show and we spoke through the puppets, and they were amazing. You'll have to look up the videos
fun.
online because it's unreal. It was a beautiful show.
Yes.
But the Little Mermaid actually, I wore the wig and the tail, and I sang "Part of Your World" every single day.
I just saw that. I just went to Disney World and I went to the Little Mermaid
Yeah.
show. And it's like part of it's on the screen, but then part of it's on the.
And there's like black lights and puppets and everything.
You were Ariel? I cried.
For 5 years.
I literally just saw that show and my little niece was there and she's 6 and I was like, the magic, I feel it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It was so fun. So
Wow, what a fun job.
It was
Okay,
great.
let's hear Ariel.
Okay. All right.
If only I could make my father understand. I just don't see things the way he does. Maybe they're right. Maybe there is something the matter with me. But I just don't see how a world that makes such wonderful things could be bad. Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my
Don't cry,
collection's
Caroline.
complete? Wouldn't you think I'm the girl who has everything?
Anyway. All right.
That is amazing. I can't believe real life Ariel's sitting next to me.
It was fun. It was so fun, like the best job ever. And so I got the taste for musical theater. You know, I got bit by that bug, and I'd never known it before. I grew up singing in church, and just sort of, you know, I was in show choir, but never theater. And so then working for Disney, I was like, oh my God, I love this. I love
Wild world out there.
Yeah. And I became a member of the union, which is a huge step towards being able to be on Broadway. So I started going to New York, and I got tapped to be on this reality show on MTV called Legally Blonde with the Search for Elle Woods.
Okay.
Didn't work out for me because, as you can see, I'm not
But
blonde.
you could put a wig on.
Not blonde at all. Well, I don't really act blonde either. Like, it just,
Hey,
it wasn't
how's a
the
blonde
right.
act?
You don't know the power you have as a blonde girl. It's
I'm
a
just
good
kidding.
thing. But I just, you know, there's types in musical theater.
Totally.
And they actually remarked that I had like more of a blue steel look, which is accurate.
Interesting.
Like I have a resting BITCH face. Like, and I don't mean to, but I just, you know, that's the way I was born. Anyway,
I like it.
so it didn't work out for me. However, I got an agent and I was like, all right, I'm doing it. So I
Because of that MTV show.
because of that MTV show. So I moved to New York and I did the musical theater thing and pounded the pavement, and I was like,
What is it like pounding the pavement for musical theater?
that means that every day you get up and you go into the city at like 6 a.m. and sign up for an audition that you may or may not get seen for that day. And you wait all day and finally you get to go in and sing for about a minute. And then
Talk about like
usually
Judgment
nothing
Day.
happens. Usually nothing happens.
You have to put your whole self out there, wait
Yeah.
all day, put your whole self and talent out there, and just wait for them to pretty much tell you no.
Thank
Most
you.
of the
We'll
time.
be in touch.
And you
That's like-
you have to get really thick skin because you get told no and basically that you suck every single day.
Does it hurt your
It does
pride?
at first, but you have to get to a point where it's like you just keep trying.
does it ever
And
make
then
you doubt
eventually-
yourself?
For sure. And really the turnaround for me was I got a job singing in a wedding band. And so I was having a blast. Every weekend I was going out with these like old awesome musicians singing in Jersey at these like swanky country clubs and stuff. Having a great time. And wedding bands are so fun because nobody's really paying attention to you.
So you can try stuff out.
Exactly. Your background noise. And so I had a blast just like learning my voice and learning who I was as an artist. And that was really the shift.
It was
Because-
a perfect place for you, like a trial and error place for you to develop your sound.
Right. And I think that there were times where I was, because of musical theater, it was like, oh, okay, well, Kristen Chenoweth was Glinda, so I want to sound like Kristen Chenoweth if I want to get this job. So I was never actually bringing myself to the role. I was just imitating.
Oh,
And so
interesting.
It was like all of a sudden I found Rachel Potter's voice.
singing in the wedding band.
Right. And so then I had decided, you know, I had been auditioning and getting told no and couldn't book anything forever and ever and ever.
Were you, when you were doing auditions then, were you imitating other voices?
I think so.
When you finally started getting success, was it when you were
That's
Rachel
when
Potter?
I turned into my
Be
own
your own
artist.
self, man. It always works. It takes us forever to figure
Yeah.
that out. Everyone like the industry tries to get us to be other people, but really,
It's-
core.
What they want is an artist.
Yeah.
And that spans across all genres. You know, it's
Yes.
not just musical theater. I think that that's true for our world of country music where, you know, everyone's like after this thing that is currently working until the next thing that's really that really strikes a chord with people as like, oh, that's art.
Yes.
Then that's the new thing, and that's what everybody
because that thing is authentic. So it's the new authentic thing everyone now loves. Okay, so what happens? So you start being yourself.
So I started being myself, and I just decided I was gonna give up. I was gonna move to Nashville. I'd always wanted to be a country singer. I called my parents, and I was like, listen, I'm out of here. I'm moving from New York. I'm leaving. And a couple of weeks before I had really decided I was gonna, that I'd set the date. I'm out of here. I got a call to audition for Wicked, and it was probably like the 8th time that I'd auditioned for Wicked, so I didn't take it very seriously. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get prepared, but then I'm gonna not care. I'm gonna do the preparation so that when I walk in the door, I'm prepared. But then once I walk in the door, I'm not gonna give a shit.
So that's great because you already planned your move to Nashville, so you kind of were like done with Broadway.
Yeah, it's done.
It's a good place to be.
And what's funny is that I just really went for it. I wore every piece of rhinestone jewelry I owned. I wore glitter shoes. I wore this like blue ridiculous cocktail dress. Did my hair all crazy.
You said you don't care.
I didn't care. And I sort of almost had a costume on, and I walked in and there was a room of blondes, and me being the like black sheep of the group. And they're all in their like pretty pink dresses and their like LaDuca shoes. And one girl actually looked me up and down and went, and I was like, watch this. And I booked the job that day. And it was crazy, and it's...
So what role did you end up getting?
Glinda. I covered Glinda on the tour of Wicked.
That's like the main one.
Yeah.
So you went from like giving up, leaving, to landing like the most desirable role in Broadway.
The dream job.
All because you decided to say F it.
Yeah, and I've tried to... I teach a lot of master classes now in the musical theater world, and I try to just explain to people that you have to approach it like dating. Mm-hmm. Like, if you go in there desperate, it's just like if you went on a date with a desperate guy. If he was like, I'll literally do anything and be anyone that you want me to be. Like, who do you want me to be?
Gross.
Like, bye, please get away from me.
Yeah.
But if, if they're like, this is who I am, and like, take it or leave it, but I don't need you, then you're like, can we go out again?
Do you want to get married?
Yeah. So, anyway, it was awesome. And
you also played more roles? You did Evita?
Mm-hmm. I did Evita, and I also...
starred in Evita?
I was the mistress in Evita, so I was a starring role. Mm-hmm.
On Broadway?
Yeah, with Ricky Martin.
Is he your friend?
Yeah. He is. What? It's funny. He actually has a
You
started
with Ricky Martin?
Yeah. He's awesome, and he's so handsome.
Oh.
But he has like a fake Facebook profile, and it's so funny because no one knows that it's him, and he'll comment on my stuff, and I just like secretly chuckle to myself. I'm like, y'all don't know that's Ricky Martin.
Oh. What is he like? What was it like performing with him?
He's just such a nice guy. I mean, it's unreal, like the amount of success he could be, like such a diva, and he's not. He's so grounded, and he's very like earthy in energy and love and light. And he says that a lot. Like he's very spiritual, and
I love that.
He's really just a great person. And I also was Wednesday Addams in the Addams Family. And that was
you really got on your streak. Like you started, you got in. Once you get one, does it like everyone smell it and want you?
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like
it's like nobody wants you for years, and then all of a sudden you're one by one, and like everybody has to have you.
Yeah, it's just once your resume starts to pile up like that, people start to take you more seriously, and so I was definitely on a streak, and but at the same time, so also I have to add this: Brooke Shields played my mom in the Addams Family.
So you're friends with Brooke Shields too?
I know her. Yeah.
Like, probably well, because you're hanging out every day.
She was awesome, too. She was like, she would take us to these great, like, beer bars and stuff and, like, take us all out for the night. And
fun.
She had a party at her house once, and we went over there, and it was just so funny how her life is just so different from ours, because she's been famous pretty much her whole life.
Yeah.
And so we're just walking by this beautiful piece of art, and she goes, oh, Prince got me this. And we're like, oh, right, yeah. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, totally. I totally understand.
She's like, oh yeah, for my 16th birthday, Prince got me this. And I'm like, yeah. That's just normal.
Totally.
But so anyway, I mean, that was a neat time of my life, and I don't
you
think
willingly transitioned out of it, right?
I did. During that entire period, I was coming to Nashville whenever I could on my off days.
So you're like, I'm a Broadway star, but I want to pursue Nashville.
I really did.
Okay, so this is burning.
I still had this dream, that I had never dreamt of being a musical theater star. I didn't ever think about that. What I did when I was a kid was watch CMT in my bedroom all day long and read the liner notes of Faith Hill's CDs down to like where I knew every single word that she wrote in her thank yous. I mean, obsessed.
Okay.
I planned what my album covers were going to look like, that was what I wanted, was to tell stories in country music. And then I think that I found this wonderful job of being able to tell stories in musical theater, but ultimately I still had this dream that I was like, I have to try.
So what happened? What happened this next?
After Avita closed, my boyfriend and I had broken up. My lease was up on my apartment, and the show closed.
Isn't it funny how it all just like one big like shitstorm at one time? It almost propels you into the next thing.
Yeah.
Like you have to make a move.
Yeah. And my best friend was living here, and she needed a place to live. It just all sort of fell into place. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm just going to go for it. So I moved down here with literally no prospects. Just like, I'm just going to go for it. So I came down, and not long after that, someone had said, you should go audition for the X Factor. And I looked up the auditions. It just so happened that I was going to be in New York for another job, like, at the time that they were happening. I went and showed up. And, you know, they say show up at, like, 6 a.m. I showed up at, like, 12. Like, just, like, didn't care. Again,
This whole not caring thing is really working.
It's really working
So y'all
out.
need to imply that into y'all's band.
I know. So I just, you know, I was like, if it's meant to be, it's going to be. Like, and I really have adapted this this saying to my life, and I think it's really
It's
really
worked out for you.
helpful. And it's whatever is meant for you will not pass by
I
you.
love that. I believe that.
Yeah, and you know, if it's you can mess up, but if it's meant to be in your life, it's gonna find you eventually.
Totally.
And yeah, I've
To audition for X Factor, you're not really taking it super seriously.
Didn't take it seriously. Showed up 6 hours late. I was like the last person to audition that day.
And then all of a sudden you get it.
And I just kept getting through. And I was very lucky because the guy who I auditioned for just happened to be a musical theater fan and like loved Wicked.
Oh, so he
And
knew you.
Yeah, he knew my story, and he had me sing Wicked for him, and then he put me through as a country singer. So yeah, it was just crazy. Like, you know, I had auditioned for those kinds of shows like through my life, and you know, randomly, and never gotten past the first round, and then it was just like,
It was timing, it was all lining up, meant to be.
Right.
So you get on the show, and you make it to like the top 12.
top 12. Yeah,
And I feel like, was it Kelly Rowland?
Kelly Rowland was my coach.
And she was awesome.
She was awesome. It was just, you know, I got voted off. I didn't get enough
But everyone
votes,
like
and
gave you standing ovations. When you first like you sang that Queen song, everyone pretty much like stood up and was like crying.
Yeah,
They were
it
like,
was-
this is the best thing I've ever heard.
it was really cool. I honestly, when I sang that song, I had no expectations.
What was the
I
song
thought,
you sang?
Somebody to Love. And my one claim to fame is that it has more views on YouTube than Queen itself.
So like, what is it, like 34 million?
Yeah, it's like 36 million or something.
That's a lot of
crazy.
views on YouTube.
Yeah. And I still get, you know, people still write to me and say, oh, I saw your video, I loved it. You know, it's like, really, after all these years, that's cool. But it was, I don't know, there was just something about that moment that resonated with people, and
This is the right time.
yeah, it was neat. But all I hoped for is that they didn't make fun of me because I was a musical theater singer. They didn't.
I love that. So then you wrap that out. How do you three now get together with y'all's past? You know, y'all been doing the country music band. You're doing session work all over the place, doing your own thing. You're obviously doing your own thing. How does this union happen to form Steel Union?
It literally happened because I walked into a bar.
See, drinking is important, everyone.
Drinking is very important.
You
in
need to
Nashville.
drink.
I was bartending,
Uh-huh.
and I went out with a couple of girls that I was bartending with, and when I met them, they were both hammered and were like, "We're going home."
These two? Oh, no,
no.
they're friends.
The girls.
Could have been.
These two girls.
These girls. Y'all have great hair.
Yeah. So I was like, "Well, dang it! I'm dressed. I am out. I'm staying out." So
yes.
I went and sat at the bar by myself
Okay.
and got a drink, and I sat next to Donny's roommate. And so the very next day, he invited me to go sing karaoke with him and Donny. And so that's when Donny and I met. And we had a great time that night and heard each other sing, and then we just became really good friends.
Did anybody make out?
She might have made it with my roommate.
Yeah.
Because I always wonder how boys and girls stay in bands and like don't cross. Maybe
Yeah.
they do cross. We don't have to talk about that.
Yeah, I just like plead the fifth on all of that.
Okay, great. So y'all meet and you decide to form a band.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Donny, him and I were making, still doing music together, just off and on random things.
Yeah,
And,
it took a while.
And
before we did
I
this.
remember Donny coming to me and saying, "Hey, we just met this great girl, Rachel Potter, yada yada. She's a phenomenal singer, looking to be in a band or do something. We just didn't take advantage of her."
Oh, yeah.
It's like, all right, let's do it.
Great.
So, but we went. You took me to McFadden's.
Yeah, we had a writer's round.
They were doing it. I got up and sang a song or two, and
that was the first time we sang together.
I met her that night, and then what happened after? We just kind of got together.
Did it feel like a natural musical click with you three?
It was
It did.
crazy.
Yeah.
It sounded great. We sang this song of Donny's, actually, called "Swimming in Women," and it's
Swimming in Women?
Song.
Yeah.
But a sad one, yeah.
Yeah, it's real
Love
sad,
that.
but it's got these beautiful, like, kind of bluegrassy harmonies. And it was just like, I don't know, there was just something really electric about the three of us singing. And people have said this to us before, and I wouldn't offer this up without someone else saying it, but they said that we sound like a family band.
Totally. Well, the thing is, you guys are all so talented in your own right. Obviously, you guys have had success. You've been in situations where people notice your talent. So it's just a matter of time finding the right combination. And that's what I admire about people in Nashville or people in the music industry who continue on just getting creative enough to reinvent, to like mold a little bit, to like just follow the open doors in a way, even though they're coming out of the blue, right?
Right.
True.
Yeah, and we just, I think really when it clicked for us was Donny had a publishing meeting and asked us to come back him up, just kind of make him look good. And we got together and started singing. We're like, man, this is something. Maybe we should take this seriously. And as the time went on, we really started to take it seriously and got really excited about it.
Playing regional shows and stuff like that, and again we recorded an EP.
And you guys been together a year. Ish.
And
Pretty much
we've
a
been
year.
working at it hard about a year.
So y'all now have music. You have your first EP complete.
Do.
And so you guys are ready to pretty much emerge onto the scene.
We're ready.
Like, it's
Ready.
time.
Yeah.
So we're going to get like the first taste of Steel Union.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is new EP's out.
Yeah.
Music's ready. Y'all
It's
are
not.
playing
It's
shows?
not released. You have to come to our shows if you want to buy it.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. But today we're gonna get a taste because you're gonna
Yes,
play
you
us
are.
2 songs.
Yep. And if you feel like coming to see our shows, we always post about them on our Instagram
So it's just
Yes.
at Steel Union.
at Steel Union.
We are still union.
And
We
we
are
are
Steel
we are
Union.
Steel Union on Facebook and Instagram, and at Steel Union on, Facebook and Twitter. Instagram is just Steel Union.
Okay. So anything else we need to know about Steel Union? We obviously know how incredible you guys all are before we hear the magic. Is there anything else we need to know before we wrap up?
What
we
else
have
do
a
we need
show
to tell them?
Thursday, but I guess
This probably won't
This
come
will
out
be
better.
it'll be aired.
the show went great.
The show was awesome.
15
Well,
record
now we
deal
have a
offers.
record deal.
Yeah.
So just say yes to one this time. How about this? Instead of like analyzing all the record deals, why don't you just say yes to one? Okay? Deal.
Fair.
And I like to wrap up. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say Donny is a great photographer, so if you ever feel like following some great
Oh,
photographers.
you sweetheart.
You guys don't like each other too, and y'all are in a
do.
band. Isn't
Makes-
that nice to
makes
get
it
along with your
sure.
band?
Great nuts.
Yeah.
Josh has nut boxers on. I have a nut business.
I teach voice lessons to
It's
kids.
just a bunch of nuts, man.
Yeah, she's doing a lot of voice lessons.
Yeah, so if you got some kids that are interested in musical theater, call me.
Okay. I like to wrap up interviews with Leave Your Light. So after all of you guys have experienced so far, what is some inspiration, I want to hear it from all y'all, inspiration that you would like to share based on how you've been inspired or how you would like to inspire people?
That's a great.
Well, kind of playing off of what Rachel said, I mean, if it's meant for you, it'll definitely find you, but you can't give up. I mean, especially in a town like this, it may take you 10 years to really find exactly who you are and what you sound like, meet the right people, just to gain the right momentum. It's not you come here, and I see it a lot, with people that I'll help develop or get asked to help develop or produce or write with or whatever, and they're here, maybe a year, 2, maybe 3, and then they're just, oh, this is too much, I can't do this, or I'm just way too insecure for it, or just it's not working fast enough for me, I'm going somewhere else, and then they give up. And I've seen some of the most successful people make it who's been here for 10, 15 years, and then boom, everything just blows up all of a sudden from all the work that they've done.
Finally, but they could have quit a million
you
times
could have
before.
quit and gone on to something else and maybe be doing okay.
I mean,
by
Chris
then.
Stapleton
Exactly.
is like a
That's
prime
a
example.
Great
Totally.
example.
He could have quit
Crazy.
100 times.
So just don't give up. Just if it's really what you want to do and love to do, you got to just keep doing it because it'll happen.
I love that.
Just to piggyback on that, I had a dad who was an amazing musician, and he died actually last year.
Sorry.
And it's okay, but he, he died still with a dream, in his heart of being a rock star. And he had given up so much for our family, and it breaks my heart. And it's been this driving force for me to remember that if God puts a dream in your heart, then he intends to make it a reality. And so if you have a dream, if it's something that you can't imagine not happening, you should not stop going after it.
I love that. Because why else would God give you that dream?
That's right. I don't really think that God puts dreams in people's hearts if he doesn't intend to make them a reality.
I love that. Okay, Donnie, wrap it up for us.
I mean, also piggybacking, it's just, there's nothing that replaces hard work. Just so I could stay in Nashville, I sold blenders where I used to see you at Whole Foods, and it's not something I wanted to do, especially after having KingBilly success, to go into Costco's and Whole Foods and put a hairnet on and be like, hey, friends that have come to shows, like, let me try to sell you a $500 blender.
Too.
It's so humbling.
Yeah.
But I could have just said I can't afford to live in Nashville anymore and went home. But there's just nothing that replaces hard work, so you just have to do those jobs sometimes when, in between, your different chapters, and as long as you keep doing it, something's going to happen. And that's, if I would have moved back to North Dakota before we found Steel Union, then I would have been taking away something from her and something from him. So.
And just losing a friend.
Love that.
Yeah.
Dang, profound. Okay, let's hear some music, you guys.
Okay.
All right, let's hear some music from Steel Union.
Teal Audio's newest speaker line, the Aurora Livestream speakers, are designed to fit seamlessly into your home with its wide range of connectivity. To check out the latest speaker line, go to tealaudio.com.
Okay, you guys, so Steel Union, what are y'all going to play for us first?
We're going to play a song called Slide that I wrote with my friend, a couple friends over at Curb, Tiffany Goss and Bobby Tomberlin. And it just kind of fits us because,
Okay, let's hear it.
2, 3, 4.
You knew we'd be all alone, just had to put those cutoffs on. I'm sitting over here looking at you. I know you know what I wanna do. Don't act like you ain't gonna slide over here close to me. Sit on my side of the sea. Let's sip on out in the woods, get a little wild. Slide around with a little luck. We might get lost, maybe get stuck. You and me ain't got nothing to hide. Let's try a little something that we ain't tried. Slide. Hotter than a shingle on a roof, them suntan legs, it felt so smooth. Can't you get a little bit closer than that, girl? I can drive with you on my lap. Don't act like you ain't gonna slide over here close to me. Sit on my side of the sea. Let's sip on out in the woods, get a little wild. Slide around with a little luck. We might get lost, maybe get stuck. You and me ain't got nothing to hide. Let's try a little something that we ain't tried. Slide. Slip it all over this sleepy lid. Kiss me one time, let me know you're in it. Things will heat up.
Then we're gonna let it out.
Slide over here close to me. Sit on my side of the sea. Let's sip on out in the woods, get a little wild. Oh, slide around with a little luck. We might get lost, maybe get stuck. You and me. Let's try a little something that we ain't tried. Slide.
that, you guys. That was awesome. So fun. Y'all are so good. Y'all do sound like a family band. Honestly, that was amazing harmony. Okay, what do we got next? We got one more song. What are we gonna hear?
Yeah, we got a song called Single Life. Donny and I wrote with our friend Lucy Silvis.
I love Lucy Silvis.
Me too. And so Donny came into the right that day and said, I met a girl and y'all can all come to the funeral of my single life. So we wrote a song called that.
Okay,
Yeah, it's called Single Life.
here we go. Single Life.
2, 3.
Late night, dialing across the room, smiling. I ain't leaving here alone. Drink something strong, look for Mr. Wrong, and stumble our way back home. I had it all figured out till you walked in the room, and all it took was just one look in your eyes. Put my single life 6 feet underground. It's a new kind of high. Ain't no stopping it now. Oh, you can all come to the funeral, oh, but I'll be wearing white. Say goodbye to my single life. Waking up low, places I don't know, strangers leaning in for a kiss. Those walks of shame, not remembering names, all the things that I won't miss. Those were the days, but I'm happy those days were numbered. And all it took was just one look in your eyes. Put my single life 6 feet underground. It's a new kind of high. Ain't no stopping it now. Oh, you can all come to the funeral, oh, but I'll be wearing white. Say goodbye to my single life. We're all gathered here today to celebrate, and this I pray. Rest in peace, single me. Say, Lord, this is happily ever after. Oh, oh, just one look in your eyes. Put my single life 6 feet underground. It's a new kind of high. Ain't no stopping it now. Yeah, just one look in your eyes. Put my single life 6 feet underground. It's a new kind of high. Ain't no stopping it now. Oh, you can all come to the funeral, oh, but I'll be wearing white. Say goodbye to my single life. Say goodbye to my single life. Ooh, kiss it all goodbye. Oh, say goodbye to my single life. Kissing goodbye, kissing goodbye. Oh, kissing goodbye. Say goodbye to my single life. Single life, single life.
Woo! Steel Union, you guys! Oh, y'all are awesome. Oh, Caroline. Thanks for joining me. Thank y'all. Thanks for having me, guys.
Come back anytime.
Come back anytime. Thanks for joining us on the Hyper Caroline Hobby Podcast with Steel Union. See y'all.